Good morning, traders. This is Perry Wilkie with StartupTrading.com. It is 8:48 a.m. Eastern Time on Tuesday, March 9th, 2021. Excuse me. So, looking at the overnight action so far, 39.25 points, relatively muted compared to what we've seen. And notice we didn't have that much of a pullback. Didn't get back down to those 38.22s. Excuse me again. And we may see near 39, we may see near 38.90 to 3900 today would be on the upside. There's not really any scheduled news that I'm aware of today that's going to impact anything, or any bond auctions that I'm aware of that would impact anything. Tomorrow there is a 10-year auction, and that's at 1 o'clock Eastern time tomorrow, and I'll just be probably kind of sitting on my hands to see how that goes around that time. I'll probably flatten out, and then I think there'll be some opportunities in the market after that as well. But we can talk more about that tomorrow. Looking at really the bigger picture, the NASDAQ, right? It looks like it has a little bit of a base here. I think it might be time for a little bit of a bounce. It might see a little bit of money going back into Tesla today, a little bit of money going into NQ. We'll see how that holds up. Notice the last time the Dow was up here, right, it rolled right over, and it might be rolling back over today as money goes into the NASDAQ, if that's indeed what happens. If the NASDAQ is going to lift today, it should lift up the ES, again, getting as close to that 38.93 half, 38.90, 3900, right in that area. Looking at the Russell, there's really, you can see there's a little bit of a churn above where we're at from 22, 40s up to, 50s and 60s. But really the next major, resistance level is up at 75. And then we'll see how that goes. I think we'll probably test in the upper distribution for that as well today. Keep in mind, with money going into the NASDAQ, right, money's more than likely going to come out of the Dow. It may or may not come out of the Russell as well. So if you want to lean long today, until the sequences break from overnight, I'd be leaning on NASDAQ and ES long today, and probably avoiding the other two. Looking at really, where we are, and you can see in the overnight action, right, the Dow is muted. I mean, if the Dow breaks above 3,200, that would obviously maybe pique my interest up until, maybe yesterday's high or something. Otherwise, it's just stuck in the middle of value. The ES is in the middle of value, but notice since the session opened last night, the Dow has pretty much went sideways. The ES tilted up, the NASDAQ tilted up, and the Russell tilted up, right? So they're all have a little bit of a bid to them, except for the Dow. There's really nothing I have today. There's no scheduled news. There's nothing going on. So I'm just going to be watching the overnight profile levels, and watching the fib sequences that Jack will get into in his video, and we'll see what sets up for today. Stimulus headlines, I think the House is voting sometime today on the package. The surprise would be, everyone expects that to pass, right? That they're going to just rubber stamp it and pass it along. If for whatever reason that were to fail, right, you can look for some consternation and some big movements in the markets. I hope this helps. I'll talk to you tomorrow.